Good morning, pugilist fanatics. It's Myron Magnus and another segment of Boxing Logics United. Hope you all are having a great start to your day. I surely am. As I get on with this ride and grind, and get it off, I want to do a great video for you guys today. A short, but a great, hopefully, Boxing Logics United perspective on the state of boxing fans and boxing YouTubers. In this point in boxing, we must let the realist part of us overthrow the idealist part of us. And this is to the boxing fans, boxing content creators, diehards everywhere. We must let the realists, the realism, okay, overthrow our idealism. And Floyd Mayweather said it best. You know, everybody he fought, and I'm paraphrasing, everyone he fought was very good fighters. Because if they weren't, that means I beat a bunch of bums. Okay? Let me add on to that great wise words he said, okay? Because he's absolutely right. You know, while the sport is in a great upward trajectory, we're dealing with the coronavirus pandemic and all these things. And before that, the sport was floating. It was staying, should I say, it was just staying afloat. Okay? Trying to fight for its relativity in the world of sports today, overall. Now, our favorite fighters may not be getting the notoriety and acclaim we desire or wish they could be getting, and other fighters we're not so fond of are getting that. Well, if those other fighters are getting it, those other fighters, say veterans or new fighters, are seen as somebody that could bring the sport up in an upward trajectory. Okay? To bring it up out of the question mark area. Okay? Raise the fan support and hopefully bring the sport overall back to the prominence it once had in past eras and decades. So, although we may not like or cheer for every fighter needs to give a certain amount of respect. They can't be trashed or dogged, okay? Because if we dog all the fighters that we really don't like, there's not many left for the fighters we do like to fight, okay? And some of those names are big names. Those fighters have fan bases. Those fighters can still give great moments to the sport of boxing to help it up in an upward trajectory. So myself was personally in this quagmire dilemma, and I've raised up and let the realist overthrow and overpower the idealist in me. Okay? Because it's many great minds dealing with the sport, and they also have great opinions of what's good for the sport as well. Okay? I was harsh and critical of a lot of fighters in the past. And a lot of those fighters, rightfully so, but a lot of those fighters didn't deserve it as much as I was giving it. I'm not saying no names, but some of you know. So, think about that. We can't just trash and destroy all the fighters we dislike to the very end. You know what I mean? You know? Hey, some fighters are protected, some fighters are not. Yes, it's the part of the business we don't care for so much, but if it's needed for a short amount of time to keep boxing at a level above water and help it move to higher sea levels, higher fan ratings, higher money and purses for the fighters themselves, okay? So they can live comfortably after their life in fighting, yet at the same time give the fans what they want during their career in the sport, then I'm all for it. And we all should be all for it. And that was my thought for today. A blue perspective on, although many things, or many fighters, we're not so fond of for the sport, let's remember that is our personal opinion. Because there are other fans and many other people that are quite fond of those fighters. Now, the clash is great in the sport. We love to see the fans go back at it, commentators go back at it, YouTube creators go back at it. But I do realize now we have to deal with a bit of taste and respect for the fighters we aren't so fond of. Because if we do trash and dog every fighter, okay, then the fighters, again, we do love, beat a bunch of trash and dog and bum fighters. And that too is not good for the sport. This is Myra Magnus in another segment of Boxing Logics United. Like, subscribe, share, okay? And keep rocking on. And may boxing live forever, because I love boxing. Peace and pugilism.